Thank you for tuning in to Cop with Comic. I'm Brian Koppen. We're here with comic John Fox. John Fox, how the hell are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, good. Thank you so much for coming on. I know I follow you. Your social handles just fucking, they flow off the tongue. You're Hey, it's Foxy J at Instagram, but also disfox.rocks on Twitter.
Yes, because I was obviously 15 when I made that Twitter handle.
And does Peer Pressure, your comedy show, does that have a handle on Instagram?
Yeah, it's peer pressure comedy.
See, that was much, much easier. I guess you probably came up with that a little bit when you were a little bit older.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so, yeah, that's something you were doing pre-pandemic. And is it something Zoom you started during the pandemic that now you're trying to find an in-person place for?
Yeah, like we did like one Zoom mic, and just dealing with like Zoom and timing everything. I think it just got like too rough to handle at some time. So we were just like, screw it. I'm just gonna join other people's Zoom mics and then wait for like an outdoor thing to start back up again.
Yeah, yeah, and I think so you're there in Brooklyn. Are you doing the Tiny Cupboard shows, or what kind of other shows you been doing?
I've been like I've been to the tiny cupboard, like just like hanging out there mostly. I've just mostly been trying to do regular, just like open mics, just to try to get my feet back out there. So like, there's nothing really planned right now. I'm just trying to get like everything back loose again. I'm still
Yeah,
doing virtual shows with Flappers Comedy Club in Los Angeles, and I did one for them last night.
yeah, I was looking at that. You're bi-coastal.
Yeah, I was because the thing is, I was supposed to go out there back in April, and then my dates kept getting pushed back for when I can actually go out there.
Okay.
And then next thing you know, everything went to Zoom, and then I got into the Burbank Festival, and they just kept booking me from there. So that's how I keep doing stuff for them.
So you were going to do a trip out there to kind of do some dates?
Yeah, because my sister lives out in Los Angeles, and I
Oh,
I
cool.
normally go out there just so I can crash at her place, and I normally like to do like road sport events for my teams when they're out there. So like it gives me an excuse to go out there and see something new.
Road sports.
Yeah, like when my teams are on the road. Like I did that back in December with when the New York Rangers were in Los Angeles.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
So
because Madison Square Garden's expensive.
oh, so you catch the road games, and are you sporting their jerseys? I hope, even though you're at the enemy territory.
Yeah, pretty much. It's hard. It's a lot harder in like places like when it's like your division rival, like
Okay.
someone you see like every year. Like I did a football game for the Jets in Miami a couple of years ago, and I did one for the Mets in Philadelphia. And as a lot of people know, Philadelphia sports fans are basically out of their minds.
But I'm guessing in LA it could be a little bit tame, but I'm only thinking about the gentrified areas. There might be some hardcore fans that show up and really, really take the street to your ass.
Oh yeah, there definitely are, but it I think it's not as big as with hockey there. It's more of a basketball baseball kind of thing out there.
Yeah, and if you're doing any shows out there, I think John Moskowitz just moved out there, and he's doing a 2-a-day mic thing out of his carport. He he erected a stage and a sound system and things like that in the carport that he has access to a couple hours a day. So I think if you need some stage time, former New Yorker John
Yeah,
Moskowitz
I do
has the
know
stage
John
time.
Moskowitz.
Yeah, it's fucking sweet when I see he's like, I'm building a stage, and then I see his pictures of the stage being built. I'm like, that is amazing. He's bringing his New York hustle out to New York City. I mean, he's bringing his New York hustle to LA, and it sounds like you're doing the same thing. And some of the topics that we had just kind of shows what a badass you are, and it's why you're wearing your fucking jersey to road games. And some of the stories that we were talking about pre-pod with fucking people punching your ass at concerts and fucking
Yeah.
and just what you're making memes out of wrestlers and they're retweeting your ass. Like you seem to be just a fucking adrenaline junkie, man. I just want to know if that what do you get out of it, and does that stuff make its way into your act? Like, are you an adrenaline junkie on stage as well?
Um, on stage for me, it's a little different. I just like basically go a little observational, go like with like ranting, and I just like try because a lot of my friends like there's a lot of like transplants like out of town comics, so like when I go up there, I kind of when I hear myself speak, I'm like I'm just hearing my Brooklyn accent come out, like my old school New York accent, and I can tell sometimes people like don't really like can comprehend it, but that's just like the thing about like the boroughs, like in New York, especially in Brooklyn, because like there's like different cultures in each different neighborhood, so like it's totally different everywhere.
Yeah. And so, but when you go to another part of the country to do your stand up, it's like they don't, they just think you're some hard-headed New Yorker, and so you can play the part, right? With your rants, etc.
But yeah, Cleveland, I had a lot of fun in when I was there back in February.
Okay.
Yeah, because because like I feel like with the even in the Midwest though, according to some of my friends that agree with me on this, like you can definitely get like a lot bigger laughs than what you could do.
Just
LA is a little tough.
by playing up the whole New York thing. I think Travis Grant said something like that about his Midwest dates.
Yeah, yeah. I know Travis as well. Like he can definitely play up that part, and I've seen him and I've seen him do it.
But around here, you're just another fucking local, right?
Yeah, basically.
So
LA is very different because like they're very storyteller.
yeah,
Like it's very like storyteller, like very actor like.
with
So like
with act outs, etc. And are you? I mean, do you try to adopt any of that shit, or are you just like, no, I'm not even gonna try?
yeah, I'm not really like an act out guy because I feel like I'm too stiff. But that's just the New. I feel like that's just the New Yorker in me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but you can personify a character in your life, right? Like do the voice of a ranting dad or uncle or something.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, so how does your how did the just you go on stage, you got the adrenaline kick there, you're going to shows, you're getting fucking punched in the pit, you're online, you're doing multiplayer gaming online, and you're fucking finding out that everybody across the world is fucking nuts, man. It sounds like you seek it out, but then you're like, I'm gonna step away from it because you even stepped away from online gaming.
I did, yeah, because like my thing is with like online game, like I had to switch to like private parties with my friends if I'm ever doing it because like if we do it like public, that's when you get a lot of like those crazy people from like around the world like the thing is like the guys from the UK, they don't curse at you. They just use very well intellect to insult you.
And how do you respond to that?
Honestly, it's very hard to respond to that. And like you got people from Mexico speaking Spanish to you, like insulting you in Spanish. Like I'm Puerto Rican, but like they're speaking it so fast I can't get every single word.
So you're like, I'm gonna haul out the only Spanish bad word I know.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that and there's also like a lot of kids, and I remember back as a kid, like you would have to like go through like an extent to get your parents' permission to own a rated M video game, and now parents are just buying it willy nilly. So like,
Yeah.
so yeah, you might have heard that too. So like, it's very now it's just like such a broad range. Like parents are just letting their kids play literally whatever they want. Like you can see a 4-year-old with Grand Theft Auto. Like it's insane.
Does that make it harder to shock people?
It does. It's in a way. No, it's I wouldn't say it's harder to shock people, but it's definitely easier for you to be shocked. Because I remember playing Gears of War, and a friend of mine was going at this one random guy that was put on our team, and he was just going at him and at him. And then all I hear in my headset is, "Dude, stop yelling at my 6-year-old son." And I'm just like, I was just very uncomfortable for
That's
a
what
while.
I love it because I mean you could be just badass growing up and break all the rules, and now you're finding out that the rules are just broken for everybody, and that in and of itself is shocking to you.
Exactly, yeah. It's like not just it's like the very loose way parenting is now, I think too.
Yeah, and so I
Because
mean, is
like
that yeah, you're gonna raise your kids that way or what?
prop it I think it would depend. It really would depend on like where I would be at, like situation wise.
Yeah, yeah. So like, did any of this kind of, are you an adrenaline junkie, or am I putting words in your mouth? And did that kind of impact your decision to go on stage so you could kind of get that fix and be that pugilist? And does it carry over into your reaction or interaction with the audience? Like, how do you confront hecklers? Do you get up in their face? Like, what's the persona that is John Fox?
Well, like every like I'm normally like late I can be like very laid back up there, and like hecklers is different because you got it because there's sometimes I leave stage thinking I wish I said something else, and I think everyone feels that the same way too. Like I
Yeah.
probably should have handled this a little bit differently. There was
And
some times
you
where
regret not going far enough.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
There was one time at an open mic in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. It's at this place called the Irish Haven, and they actually filmed scenes from The Departed and that TV show Gotham there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so like, and then I remember this one time an old drunk man who said he wanted to try stand up, like he was just too drunk to even stand at all, and he was just yelling the
Too
entire
drunk to
time.
stand wants to do stand up. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and then like he was basically God, what was it? He was trying to order drinks from the ice machine, and the bartender is not even near him. And so I just kept calling him out on that the entire time, and
I love
I
that.
ended up getting like 3 to 4 extra minutes on stage just going after this old man, just yelling it into everyone's sets, trying to order a drink from the ice bin.
Dude, I fucking love that. And I mean, are you good at roast then too, or no roast battles?
Oh no, roast battles. Ever since I started doing roast battles, it's best that I can describe it as I have my moments. Most of the times, it's just bad,
Okay.
but they keep bringing me back. But because I'm friends with literally everyone there, they like me. So so it's like, all right, if you're gonna let me go up, I'll just go up.
And to me, that would be shocking because it's like you're breaking the rules of normal society. It's like we're actually, we know each other and we're going to go after each other to all the laughs in the audience, and the judges are going to judge us, I guess. Like it just seems a little bit mean to me.
Yeah, no, the judges can be ruthless at some points, but like I think the best battles is like when your jokes are at your best is when you're facing your closer friends, because you know way too much about them, they know way too much about you, but at
Yeah.
least at that point you'll know you'll get some original stuff in.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, yeah, what kind of, what kind of stuff are you ranting about on stage? If it was observational before the pandemic, do you have to change it, or is a lot of this rooted in your autobiographical stuff that's evergreen and doesn't have to change?
I mean, if I'm mostly just like ranting about like stuff that like irks me, like, and I'm like, I don't really have that much stuff about, because like dating, for example, like I don't really have that much stuff about it, but like if I can find something about it, then I'm gonna go into it.
Yeah.
And most of the stuff I just talk about and like I just like basically go on about like my family because my family's pretty nuts.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, how are they nuts? And are they nuts in a different enough way where you can distinguish yourself from other comics who have a nutso family themselves?
Yeah, like because my family's like different because like my mom's side's Puerto Rican and my dad's side is like those old school New Yorkers that moved to New Jersey, and like they became like white trash. Like now they got like the gold chains and everything.
Yeah.
Like
How does that mesh, or doesn't it?
it you know it doesn't really like mesh at all because like it's because like my dad's side can be pretty racist, and my mom's side's pretty liberal, so like it's
Yeah.
very weird how like those two contracting things just go together and make someone like me.
Yeah. So you kind of grew up in that environment, and that made you able to kind of riff with the best of them.
Yeah, that's how I would put it.
Dude, it's like I have to fucking make the peace here because my dad's racist family is going to make fun of my mother's Puerto Rican family.
Yeah, I do have a joke like that. It doesn't hit in LA because there's no Puerto Ricans in LA. It hits like everywhere I've done on the East. Like I said, half my family's Puerto Rican and half my family thinks I'm Mexican. Like that's how. Like if you live like on the East Coast, you get that joke because it's like Mexican Puerto Ricans is the same shit. Like it's not the same shit.
Yeah, and people in LA know that it's not the same shit. Because I mean, I guess all they have is Mexicans, so they probably think that everybody brown is Mexican.
Well, something like that.
Ah.
But it's really just like there's no other, like there's no Puerto Ricans, not even like Dominicans or Cubans. It's mostly Mexican.
My Lord. Yeah, I mean, so and what appealed to you about going out to LA? I guess you said your sister's from there? Or your
Yeah,
sister's there now?
there. Well, my sister lives there now,
Okay.
and I don't. It just sounded like when I'm already in New York, it sounded like another scene I could actually try.
Yeah.
And what's the other popular scene other than New York? It's Los Angeles, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Because
mean,
that.
but you need the car and shit. Like, I mean, moving there would be a little bit difficult to get spots because you need to drive everywhere, and the traffic is a clusterfuck, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I remember like the first time I was out there, like actually like doing comedy and like meeting new people. Some people I already knew, but one guy told me he gets about 3 to 4 open mics a week. And in New York, you can get that in a day.
Yeah, but now you have to travel on the virus trains, man.
I know, but it's. I mean, I didn't do well. I didn't do any like the outdoor stuff in like August because like one, it was scorching hot.
Yeah,
It's like I'm not gonna like sit around in a park all day just to do like 5 minutes. Like so, I just kept it online and for a little bit and did stuff that was close to me within like walking distance. And then
yeah.
once it started getting colder, I was just like, you know what? You're never gonna know until you try it. So I started like taking the subway again
Okay.
because it's like it because it's like the same thing with like indoor dining. Like I know everyone's scared, but like you really are never gonna know something is gonna work until you try it out yourself.
Yeah. But I mean, are you finding like, and so, as you went to more of these shows and things like, what's the conversion rate? And I mean, if you're able to walk to a mic, of course, it's very low cost and high reward, I suppose. But like, going all the way to fucking Central Park or Prospect Park to do a mic, it's like, when is 5 minutes not really worth the 5 hours, or I suppose the couple hours of commute?
I don't know. Well, to me, I've always like it's just really being prepared for like literally anything because sometimes those park stuff you can get heckled by a homeless person. It's very weird. But
And
honestly,
he's killing. He is killing for a couple seconds there.
I exactly, yeah. But I think just to try and get yourself back into a situation where you don't want to do the Zoom stuff anymore because some of the Zoom stuff sucks. Let's just be
Yeah.
honest about that.
Okay.
And you just want to and when you want to just get back out there like so badly and just try to get back loose, hold an actual microphone in your hand, I think it ends up being worth it after that because you're just trying to get everything back to the way it used to be.
Yeah, I love that. It's just like I want to go. Somebody called it ritualistic. Putting on these shows. It's like I have my umbrella. I'm putting on this comedy park show. Everybody agrees that this is a show. It's like everybody has an incentive to almost think that, or let's kind of feel like we're returning to normal, even if it's only for an hour mic in the park. But just like I mean, peer pressure. It sounds like you were putting together your own mic, and I mean, is that the way to do it? If I'm a guy who doesn't want to go around to fucking 3 mics a night or whatever in New York City, especially after the pandemic, especially when it gets cold. Like, is starting your own mic the way to go? And if so, why doesn't everybody do that instead?
Well, the thing is, like running your own mic, it can get a little frustrating after a while because like sometimes you have to cap it, and like sometimes you can't get people on. People get mad, but like,
Yeah.
that's just something like to that's just like something you just have to deal with, and it's not really that big of a deal. But then like I do feel like sometimes like the most annoying parts about shows is when that's when like everyone starts like sending you messages just trying to get on.
And you're like,
Yeah, like that's when
fuck.
all the messages start coming in like from like people I've never met and like just saying like I've been on this, can I feature? Like
It's like, yeah, they're going right for the top. Can I
yeah.
fucking feature on your show, my lord?
Yeah, that was like one of the last few messages that me and my co-producer Meg Felling has actually got. It was like I got one that said like, "Can I feature?" But like,
It's a mic though, right?
yeah, well, we started doing shows too.
Oh,
We
that'd be
started,
even funnier if it was just a mic and the guy is so oblivious. He's like, "Can I feature?" You're like, "Fuck tart. We've never met, and it's a mic, you dipshit."
yeah. I mean, one of our closest friends. I'm not gonna mention his name. He
Okay.
actually did message us his credits to get on our mic. I'm like, dude, you don't have to do this. We literally responded back, "You don't have to do this."
No one has to do this, especially the fact that
No.
we're close friends, man. You can jump on the mic anytime you like. So can everybody.
Yeah, and I remember that there was a bar in my neighborhood called Red, White, and Brew. It just closed down because of COVID.
Okay.
But I remember that there was this open mic there, and I'm like, all right, if the Wednesdays are normally dead anyway, I don't really get much in on a Wednesday.
Okay.
So it's like, all right, maybe I can just like come home, change, and actually just go out. And then I tried to sign up for the open mic, and the host asks me to send him a tape, and I'm like, why do you want a tape for an open mic? And he's like,
A
oh, we got
45
music.
minute, yeah, 45-minute tape as well.
Yeah, it's like everyone I told this to told me like, yeah, this is really excessive because like I'm literally going there to work on stuff to make a tape, like stuff like
Yeah.
that.
And what
And
do you say? What do you say? Yeah, I cut you off. What do you say in response?
no, he said, and I'm like, why do you need a tape? And he said, oh, that's just because we got musicians as well. And that's just like, we're just trying to figure out where to put you in the lineup with your tape. And I'm like, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing
Yeah.
this.
Delusions of grandeur. I mean, there's so, and I think Ariel Dundas, she was doing it out, and I don't know, she was out in Amsterdam first. She was doing it. She was like, "There's one gatekeeper out there, so you have to be in good with that gatekeeper." Whereas out here in New York, there's about 100, and one of them is that dipshit guy who wants a fucking tape to be on the mic, and that's you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go hit the 99 other gatekeepers, you dipshit.
Yeah, like really. That's a good arrow. That's actually a good way she put it, though. A lot of gatekeepers.
Yeah, so many fucking gatekeepers. So I mean, the only one we care about, of course, is John Fox, and we follow him everywhere at these 15-year-old this 15-year-old stand-up social handles. Hey, it's Foxy J on Instagram, Dis Fox Dat Rocks on Twitter, but also at Peer Pressure Comedy on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Do hell yeah, John Fox. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, man.